coming up in this Brightline construction update. This update focuses on the progress between Port Salerno and Palm Beach Gardens. We'll start with the segment between Port Salerno and Hobe Sound. Here in Port Salerno, crews are working on replacing several small bridges that cross small creeks. These existing bridges are being replaced with concrete ballasted bridges. Here's the location of a future crossover. No track work has been completed here yet, but the signals and associated bungalows are installed. You may notice that the signals are turned sideways. This is to ensure current train crews do not confuse them with active signals. When it is time to put them in service, they will be turned in the proper direction. Panel track has been assembled next to several of the crossings in the area. These panel tracks will be dropped into place when the crossings are rebuilt to form the second main line. Wooden ties are used for this, as they hold up to the beating of traffic crossing the tracks better than concrete ties, which are more likely to break. The new crossing protection that has been installed but is not yet in service is also covered in plastic bags. This is to help keep drivers from being confused with the existing equipment that is operational. Here in Tequesta, more supplies are being staged for work near County Line Road. Here is the staging location for work on the Jupiter drawbridge. Ties and crossing panels were staged here for the upcoming rebuilding of Riverside Drive. The Jupiter drawbridge is my next stop. The Jupiter drawbridge is undergoing an extensive rebuilding as part of the Brightline construction. This bridge was double-tracked back when the rest of the Florida East Coast Railway was, but only half of it has been in service since then. It is still in good enough condition to be rebuilt. During construction, crews will be replacing several of the bridge spans to increase clearance for small boats, and will be upgrading the bridge mechanism to make it more reliable and quicker. Some unforeseen delays have minimized progress here since my last visit, but they should be resuming any time now. The rest of the video will be focused on the double track installation and crossing upgrades between Center Street and Jupiter and RCA Boulevard and Palm Beach Gardens. The Center Street crossing was being rebuilt as I filmed. The upgrades here include adding the second track and the installation of new crossing protection. Here's a look at that work from the other side of the crossing. A A few crew members were working on the gates as I passed. Equipment needed for the upgrades were staged north of the crossing. Continuing south again, you can see new signals behind the palm trees for a future crossover here. A second track is built between Center Street and Indian Town Road, although ballast has not been laid yet. The Tony Pena crossing has been rebuilt with the second track. There is no ballast on the new track south of the crossing. Frederick's Mall has also been rebuilt, and an initial layer of ballast has been added to the new track north of the crossing too. The same is true south of the crossing. The vertical pole next to the crossing holds an occupancy detector which will be able to alert train crews if a car is stuck on the track. The new track on both sides of Donald Ross looks to be complete as well. You may notice that the new track is lower than the old main line. It still needs to be raised and tamped before it is ready for service. Here is an uninterrupted look at the section between Donald Ross and Hood Road. A ballast regulator is parked on the new track here. A lone ballast car is parked here. South of Hood Road, there is no progress on the second track. Crews are still preparing the right-of-way here. Near PGA Boulevard, crews have been building up the right-of-way in preparation for the second track. Here is a new high-wide defect detector. The RCA Boulevard crossing had not been upgraded while I was filming, but work on its rebuild began a few days later. There is progress on the new track south of the crossing. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also check out my social media pages.